What's good? What's poppin'? In today's video, we're gonna be doing our reacts video. This is our first reaction video in the channel, so yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you want to see more of this. So today we're gonna be watching Most Unbreakable Records in Fortnite Competitive by Clutch Up. I'm gonna make sure to link his channel down below. Go check out the video if you want to check it out by yourself. But first, let's watch it here together, and let's see what records he has put together. Oh, fuck.
What are the most unbreakable records in competitive Fortnite history? What is the largest comeback? Who has the most eliminations in FNCS finals? Or who has the longest standing FNCS Grand Finals win streak? Records are incredibly important for contextualizing greatness in a game. Sometimes it's a random record held by an obscure player, but more often records show how legendary the legends truly are.
But waits for the opportunity, but no!
LeBron James with the most career points.
LeBron James, a shot at history.
Michael Phelps winning 8 medals in 1 Olympic Games. Wayne Gretzky scoring 2,857 points with no one else even above 2,000. What do all of these records have?
It's honestly crazy to me how Fortnite can be compared to so many sports because of how the competitive has grown and how the skills have just gotten better and better over the years. But it's just crazy how they compare Fortnite to sports now.
Have in common? Likely unbreakable. A small slice of aura from all-time greats enshrined in record books. There are too many records to list in one video, but what records in Fortnite are truly unbreakable? Let's take a look at 11 of these unbreakable records from least to most unbreakable. Their stories engage their likeness to be broken. Starting off in Brazil, King and Phaser hold the record for the largest FNCS Grand Finals comeback to win, ending day 1 in 13th place and coming back to win FNCS. Since 2019, King has been the GOAT of the Brazil region, which is why it is shocking that in the Chapter 4 Season 3 Grand Finals, he and his duo Phaser had a horrible day 1. They won their first game but struggled for the rest of the day. They kept dying to Storm Surge, Fortnite's punishment for passive play, and found themselves in consistently poor positions. They ended day 1 in 13th place, 187 points, nearly 150 behind the leaders. A terrible placement for a team that is used to dominating every lobby on the region. But day 2, as you may have guessed, was record-breakingly awesome. They fixed their surge issues and their small mistakes and dominated, finishing second in their first game, winning another game, climbing all the way up to first place and winning the championship. This is the largest FNCS comeback to a victory in history, jumping 13 places, and would be very hard to beat, but definitely not impossible. The next most notable FNCS comeback was in Chapter 3 Season 3, when Commandment and Avery came back from 9th place on day 1 to win it all. We have seen much larger day 2 comebacks from teams who place in the top 5 or top 10. This became Hen's specialty in Chapter 3. This record though is the most breakable on this list, especially because Epic often changes the scoring format to favor day 2 points.
He's out underweight.
So what's impressive about King's comeback was that it happened before points were changed to 1.5 times on day 2. Next up, let's look at the longest FNCS.
My bad for pausing there, but so he did that whenever the points weren't doubled or like multiplied towards competitive now. So it was a different way of playing day 2. So honestly, that is pretty impressive. And they're saying that the record might never be broken because of how the format is to this day. So yeah.
Winning streak on a major region, NA or EU. Currently the longest winning streak is held by Pollo, 4 FNCS titles in a row, which actually just ended in Major 2 of this year. It began in Major 2 FNCS in 2024.
He's fighting against Peterbot. He's actually not Peterbot. Cole could clutch this, but no, Pollo.
Pollo and Peterbot dominated the entire season and then won FNCS. They went back to back, winning Major 3, and in the Global Championships, they completed a three-peat. Despite being a key factor in their success, Pollo was often overlooked for his flashier teammate.
Oh my god!
So when they split up, basically everyone expected Peter to make it 4 in a row, then 5, then 6. You get the point. And as the season went on, these predictions became more solidified as Peter's trio won every single Divisional Cup final. But in one of the craziest outcomes ever, Pollo, Agers, and Acorn won Major 1, making Pollo a 4 times consecutive FNCS champion. So could this streak ever be broken? Booga and Miro got close in late Chapter 2 and early Chapter 3, winning 3 in a row. And on non-major regions, Arkrum, Epic Whale, and Rex matched Pollo, winning 4 in a row. But this was a less competitive era on a significantly worse region. But this was in an era before the Global Championship, which makes consecutive titles much harder as a player would have to win on LAN against the best players in the world. So it is likely impossible to break. Peterbot seems like the only one who has a shot to do it. Continuing with Peter and Pollo, who earned 2 records in Major 2 last year. The first for most wins in a Cash Cup final, and the most points in a Grand Finals. A point total so high that it broke Fortnite's score counter. Chapter 5 Season 2 might be the most dominant run we have ever seen from a team in Fortnite history.
This will go down in history as the most dominant performance we've ever seen for a whole season.
At the start of the season, Peterbot and Pollo immediately claimed one of the most overpowered drops in Fortnite history, Grim Gate. Each game, they not only got the best shotgun in the game, but they got the Grim Gate coin, which gave them infinite mobility in a season that was otherwise low in mobility, and they played this advantage perfectly. Defending champions Cold and Acorn did try to contest them, but it went badly.
How does he have so many mats? 52. Oh, that sucks. You're really good mechanics, but guess what? You don't have good drops.
They had the best drop and were by far the scariest fighters. They completely dominated the entire season, winning every Cash Cup. And in the 4th Cash Cup, they got their first record. The perfect Cash Cup, winning 6 out of 6 games in the finals. Their worst game was a 10-kill win. Being the best team with a disproportionate movement advantage seems like a confluence of factors too hard to overcome.
That medkit was too early. Nice.
And this record is literally unbeatable, only tieable. And at time of recording, Peterbot seems like the only player who has a feat in him like this. To put their dominance in perspective, they had more points than 2nd and 3rd combined. So going into the Grand Finals, to say they were by far the favorites might be an understatement.
Nice.
And they immediately backed up their expectations. On day 1, they dominated the competition, taking a 100-point lead, and on day 2, with a 1.5 multiplier, they scored over 600 points.
Nice.
They finished with 1,092 points, the first and only team to break 1,000. Their lead was so massive, it literally broke the in-game scoreboard. This was the perfect ending to their record-breaking season. This Grand Finals benefited from 2 main factors that will make 1,092 points almost guaranteed to be unattainable. First, day 2 was played on a 1.5 times point multiplier, so even if a team managed to match Peter and Pollo's level, they would need the scoring settings. And like we have mentioned above, their drop spot was one of the strongest in history relative to the rest of the map. It feels unbreakable, but if anyone can do it, it's Peterbot. Let's pause on Peterbot for a moment to discuss Kanata, who has the record for the most consecutive FNCS Grand Finals with 26 straight. Kanata has played for so long that his first Grand Finals appearance was with Tfue and Fiber. Kanata was a revelation, and continues to be one to this day. With each passing season, the list got smaller and smaller, finally standing alone when Stretch retired midway through Chapter 3. For a while, he was considered, along with Thomas HD, to be one of the best players to never win an FNCS. But in Chapter 4 Major 3, he and Agers won. Kanata is still adding to this record today, but at the time of this recording, does not have a land spot, so his streak could be at risk. Other players have gotten close, as Thomas HD had 22 consecutive Grand Finals appearances before missing in Major 1 this year. Booga has made every Grand Finals since Chapter 2 Season 6. Acorn has made every Grand Finals since Chapter 2 Season 3, which is 21. In order to beat this record, someone would have to be a top player for 6 years straight, never lose focus during FNCS, and now make globals. And that assumes Kanata doesn't push the record even further. The next record belongs to King, Rusty K, and Seun, who won the most games in a single set lobby tournament. In Chapter 2, Season 4, King, Rusty K, and Seun had a Peter-esque performance.
Ele correu pro gás pra não dar kill. Let's go, bro. Let's go.
In the Week 1 qualifier finals, where they won 11 out of 12 games. This record is unbreakable for a few reasons. One is that they won in Brazil, which is a weaker region compared to NA and EU. But also, this record was set at a time when the skill gap was larger between the best players and everyone else. This means that this domination is very unlikely to be seen again, as FNCS qualifiers are no longer 12 games, and winning 11 in a grand finals would be nearly impossible. Ironically, like Pete's dominant season in Major 1, King, Seun, and Rusty K did not win grand finals, finishing second. So although it is technically possible, it is practically impossible. Next up, more Peterbot, who is the record holder for most eliminations in a solo Cash Cup finals game, 41. Early in Chapter 5, there was a race to see who could get to the first 40 plus elimination game in a solo Cash Cup. In the first 2 Cash Cups of the season, Peter put up a 37 and 39 kill win, and Poyo put up a 35 kill win. This became a huge story as other players joined the fray.
Reet was the one who got it. No, Reet didn't get it.
Most notably Reet and Marius, each putting up 39 kills respectively. But as time passed, no one could break the 40-point barrier. A feat so challenging, it seemed like even Peterbot could not accomplish it, until finally, he had the magic game.
I have it. I don't have it.
Restart your game.
Nice.
All you have to do is hit one shot. Do not choke out.
Top 20.
Since then, no one has come close to beating 41 kills in a solo final. The closest since has been Peter getting 36 kills. And it is unlikely that we will see it again.
They don't even have cash cups no more.
For one, the finals are much harder now as they are limited to only the top 600 players in the region compared to 10,000 in the solo victory cups. This makes the fighting caliber of the average player much higher. The Chapter 5 Season 2 meta was designed for high kill games as Peterbot could land on the Grimgate medallion and simply move across the map faster than anyone. And since everyone played for placement in the victory cups, the games were way more stacked. How hard is it to break this? You need the perfect player, the perfect meta, and a format that no longer exists. Up next is the longest break between FNCS titles, which is actually very close. Currently, this record is held by Avery, who won Squad FNCS on December 18th, 2019, then won another FNCS on August 15th, 2022.
Right there! Player to 110. Huge taken out, but he's to the body. 2 from Commandment, 3 healing, and he's grabbed a few mats.
These 2 FNCS titles were won 981 days apart.
Here we go.
Your first place.
Oh my God!
Like 3 years apart.
No, he did it.
Point. They
did
beat
it.
out Miro and
He did it.
Booga.
What's crazy is that the difference between first and second is just one day, as Aqua won Trio FNCS 1 season before Avery won Squads on September 22nd, 2019, and won Duos FNCS 1 season before Avery on May 29th, 2022.
Let's go!
But since then, there is no one even close to this record.
Let's go! Adrian!
The 2 closest players who could break this record are Kanata and Booga. Kanata hasn't won an FNCS in over 650 days at the time this video comes out, and he's still competing at the top of NA. Booga hasn't won an FNCS since early Chapter 3 over 1,100 days ago. If he got another one, he would break this record. But although he is still a top pro in NA, he hasn't been in FNCS winning form for a while. This record is so
I think
unbreakable
Luga's, like,
because it
close to his
requires
retirement,
players to be at
right?
the top of their game for insanely long stretches, which is rare, or for top players to
Comment
hit
down
new
below if you think
peaks
Luga's
after
retiring
more
soon.
than 2 down years. However, some of the players are big enough names, we won't rule it out. Next up is a record that literally
Most solo
can't be
Cash Cup
broken unless
victories.
Fortnite reverts back to the solo victory cash cups. In Chapter 4, Fortnite introduced the beloved solo victory
Like,
cash cups.
3?
Nice!
The premise of these were simple. Qualify to finals, and if you win a game, you win $100. No one was better at these lobbies than Muzz, who won 58 solo victory cash
my
cups. For a
God.
long time, Muzz has been one of the best solo players, but was particularly good
thought he
in the
meant, like,
solo
one
victory
tournament
cup
session.
format. Fortunately for Muzz, this record is seemingly unbreakable as Fortnite has moved away from victory cups to a new
Look,
solo
let's be
cash
honest,
cup
this was
format,
free
but
money
he
for
probably
pros.
does not mind. He made 4 times the money in one season under the new format.
I don't think they were ever gonna choke a victory.
The next record is another Peterbot record, and this might be the most unbreakable one yet.
Get the kill.
Go,
That's
P.
my
Oh my
favorite.
god, P.
Their record-breaking 12 consecutive Cash Cup final wins. To win even 3 Cash Cups in a row is basically unprecedented dominance. No one has
Quick
even
short
come
intermission.
close to this record.
Yep. Because my monitor just went black, so quick short intermission. I'll be back. I fixed it. Turns out the HDMI cable unplugged from the back somehow. It was kind of loose, so might have to get a new one. But alright, let's return.
To be this consistent against the best players in the world is unheard of. There have been dominant runs in the past. For instance, Unknown Army won 4 solo Cash Cups in a row in Chapter 2 Season 1, which is barely comparable to what Peter and Cold accomplished. Even the tournament
Chapter
that
2
ended
exists
this
for something
record gives
different, bro.
insight to why it will
This one's
never
beautiful.
really be broken. The only way they could be stopped is because Peter and Cold crashed in 2 out of the 6 games in the tournament, and they only barely lost. To say this record is untouchable is
Wow,
an
they could've kept it
understatement.
going.
Next, Peterbot's most impressive record is for the most eliminations in an FNCS Grand Final. What is absolutely insane is that he has set this in the 2024 Global
he set it at
Championships.
Globals.
He got 52 eliminations.
Damn.
To put this in perspective, no other team combined had 52 eliminations.
It was
In the World Cup,
12
Bugha,
games?
who won in a historically dominant fashion, got 23 across 6 games, which would scale to 46 in a 12-game format. This tournament was the peak of the greatest run of all time and will likely go down as Peter's magnum opus. To summarize, Peterbot holds the record for most eliminations in a grand finals, most eliminations in a solo Cash Cup game, most wins in a Cash Cup finals, most trio Cash Cup wins in a row, and most points in an FNCS grand finals. Truly the GOAT.
Wait. Booga versus Peterbolt versus Queasy. 1v1v1.
This was this was an insane clutch.
Booga gets dropped down. Oh my god.
When you think about an insane clutch, this is what you think about.
Queasy with the beam. Don't let Peterbolt win this, bro. Oh my god! You've got to be kidding me.
Our final unbeatable record is held by Bugha. Bugha has the record for most earnings in competitive Fortnite
shit,
with
bruh.
over $3.7 million. This record is untouchable, for obvious reasons. The World Cup prize pools are never
Maybe
coming
that's why
back.
Bugha doesn't try
Bugha
too hard
won
on
the
defense
Fortnite
losses.
World Cup solo
He already
tournament,
made 3
the
mil.
largest individual tournament win in Fortnite history. The solo prize pool of $15 million is over $7 million
Bugha can
more than the
retire,
global
bro, I'm
prize
telling
pool
you.
for all
He
of
has no
2025.
money.
To put it in perspective how unbeatable
I've
this
been
record
hearing
is
that
in
he
modern
hasn't had
Fortnite,
the passion
Peterbot
for
has
the
a
game no more.
lifetime earnings of a little over $800,000. That would mean he would have to keep up his unstoppable pace for another 6 to 7 years and hope that Bugha does not widen the gap. Although technically possible,
6 to
to
7 years
maintain
to
that
catch up
level
to
would
Bugha's
require
earnings?
a longevity that we have never seen before, or a massive injection to the Fortnite prize pool. So yes,
Yeah, we
this
haven't had a prize
record
pool
is
like
never
World
being
Cup.
broken. And although we think these records are unbreakable, as 7-time Formula 1 champion Michael Schumacher said it best, records are always made to be broken, no matter what they are. anybody can do anything if they put their mind to it. And we are excited to see as new generations of Fortnite pros try to push the boundaries set by the modern Fortnite greats. These are our thoughts on the most unbreakable Fortnite records. Do you agree? Let us know down below in the comments, and make sure to like, subscribe, and use code WeClutchUp in the Fortnite item shop.
Thanks to Clutch Up for the video, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe. I'm gonna link his channel down below. Go check it out. But thank you, and make sure to comment down below if you want to see more videos like this.
You should bring your
Peace.
best friends right now. Meet me on the west end uptown. I promise I will never let you down.